Black lightning's back, come to shock the haters.
What it is, everybody? It's Icon here going over some Lynn. Episode 11. We're up to episode 11. The Book of Markovia. Yeah, these titles are too long for me. So the episode starts. It starts with because in the last episode, Brandon and Jennifer were running from Odell. Odell, like the ASA was coming for that ass. They got away. You know, Jennifer tried to blast Odell. And he had the hologram up, and he was like, "We're going to war, Miss Pierce." And you know, I assume they were hiding out in Jeff's dad's house. So her and Brandon were there. Jeff showed up. Jennifer went to talk to him. She took him in the back. She basically like spilled the beans and confessed. She was like, "Look, you know," she's like, "I was working for Odell. You know, he made me a suit. He gave me a phone. You know, he did all this stuff. He had me blow up a base." And then he was like, "Oh no," because because like he said to Gambi later on, he was just like, once you take a life, like it changes you, and then you don't want that death on your conscience. But she already has it on her conscience. I mean, she doesn't know for a fact if she killed anybody, but she just assumes that she did because like she assumes there are people in that building. So he immediately, so Jeff gets upset, and then Jennifer was like, "Look, we still got to kill Odell," and he was like, "No, we got to deal with Odell. We're not gonna kill him." But on the inside, like Jeff was pissed because he was like, "Yo, that's my baby girl," and Odell had my baby girl kill somebody. So like he was all upset. He tried to scare the crap out of Brandon before he left the house. He goes to Nissa who is with Grace. Like her and Grace were making out, and Grace was basically just like, "Look, like if we're together, we gonna be together. So either I'm gonna ride or die." Bad boys for life. So Grace ends up going back to Nissa's house. So the two of them are like, they're in the thick of it now, which means at some point somebody has to give Grace a suit. Jeff shows up and then he's just like, "Yo, we gotta take down Odell." So so they roll up on Odell. Nissa, Jeff and Gambi, they roll up on Odell. They they blow up the ASA trucks and everything, and then they tie him up and they bring him back to the house. So when Odell wakes up, he's just like, "Oh, you got to kill me now." And then, he's up there quoting Martin Luther King and, quote, like Bible Psalms. Because he thinks he's going to die. Like they got him tied up to a chair. Gambi straight up was like, "I'm going to take this nail and I'm going to jam it in your foot until you tell us what we want to know." And then he's just like, "You got to kill me if you're going to torture me." And he's like, "I'm a patriot." He just went on like this whole like rambling monologue. And, while he was going on the monologue, they were basically like, recording all that information because, Gambi's Gambi. Like Gambi, despite what Brandon said, Gambi kind of is James Bond, like he's like MacGyver and James Bond rolled up into one. So Gambi was recording, Odell's, like voice patterns, recording words, like things that he would say. And then, Jeff used his power, knocked him out. And then they took a scan of his entire body because what they were going to do is they're going to make like, I guess a holographic image. They're going to make a holographic image of him, using his voice, pattern, using the the modified of his voice. They're going to use that so he can tell the ASA to get out of Freeland. He's going to tell, they're going to have him digitally tell the ASA to pack up and get out of Freeland. So that's the plan, and as long as nothing goes wrong, then we good. So of course it doesn't. The white girl whose name I can't remember, the general that works for the ASA, she rolled up on Khalil and she was like, "Yo, Black Lightning and Thunder, like they kidnapped Odell. We got to get him back." And then, because Khalil doesn't know that the Pierces are, the superhero family. So she was just like, "Look, we're going after Black Lightning and Thunder to get back Odell." And then she was also like, "By the way, we're rescinding the immunity on the Pierce family." So she was like, "I want you to kill the Pierce family." She's like, "I want you to kill everybody in the Pierce family, like Lynn included, and their little dog too." So Khalil, and Khalil thought that was weird, but he's got the computer chip in his brain, so he's just gonna follow orders. So so now Jennifer, she's tired of waiting at the house. She gets impatient. She takes Brandon to Gambi's sanctum, and I'm just like, what are you doing? So, and it's not that there's anything wrong with Brandon, but I'm like, you out here spilling the beans, like spilling the family beans. So she takes Brandon to to the sanctum. She changes. Brandon's looking at like all the pictures and everything. He was just like, black lightning and thunder, and she's just like, he's like, use lightning, and she's just like, yeah, my sister Thunder, my daddy Black Lightning. And she was, she was just like, look, I just brought you here to keep you safe because you're already in on this. Sit your ass down, like have a coconut smile, and I'll be back. She left him in the sanctum with TC because TC was there too. Like, and I actually thought there should have been maybe they filmed it and we didn't see it, but there should have been a conversation between TC and Brandon because because the thing is, from the moment Jennifer left, how long has Brandon and TC been downstairs? Like, and it's like they didn't even have a conversation. Like, I thought that was very odd. That was extremely odd. But Jennifer suited up. She ends up flying. I don't know how she found him, but she basically busts back into the house where everybody is, and she's just like, "Oh, y'all lied to me." First of all, I don't remember anybody telling her, "We gonna call you when we find Odell." So for her to be like, "Yeah, lied to me," I'm like, first of all, ain't nobody lie to your ass. We just didn't call you. We left you in the house. We left you with Brandon. And why are you still not with Brandon? So so she busts in the door and then she's like, "Oh, y'all got Odell." And then Jeff was like, "Yo, we got a plan, baby girl." And then she's like, "I'll never trust you again." And I'm like, oh God, like Jeff can't get a win out here. And then once that, and then somebody should have been like, "Were you followed?" Because the girl don't think. Like, the girl head ain't on straight. Like, she don't think. She jumps in head first. So obviously they were followed. Like her electric patterns were probably all over the place. That's how Khalil found them. So the ASA come in. They coming after Odell. Black Lightning tells Gambi, he's like, "Listen, just finish what you were doing on the computer. We'll take care of the ASA." And then Khalil busts in the door looking like Terminator. Jennifer sees him, and then she starts freaking out. So Jeff and Nyssa don't say anything to her. Jeff just immediately starts fighting Khalil. And, and it's crazy because ever since they brought Khalil back to life, he's basically, like I said, he's basically been the Terminator. He's been going around killing people, murking people, yoking people up. Like, him and Nyssa basically fought at a standstill. It was like an even match. And, Khalil's like, he's the person they send in, to take people out, to clean up the mess. And I'm just like, for all this hoopla, for all this strength enhancement, all his knowledge and his 50 million fighting styles that he learned. Jeff kind of whooped that ass. I'm like, you may have all the fighting knowledge and all the, like all the mental and fighting knowledge in the world, but Black Lightning, this Black Lightning show. So, and then, Nyssa came in with the assist with the thunderclap. They knocked him out, and then because Khalil was being beat up, Jennifer started freaking out, and then this chick, like, she gonna sit there, she gonna blast her, she gonna restrain, let me not say blast, she gonna restrain her own family, like, she put the, like, she, and I don't know why Jeff couldn't have absorbed that, because Jeff's supposed to be able to absorb power. So I'm like, I don't even know how Jeff let her get away with that. So she's got Jeff and Nyssa like yammed up in the corner, and then meanwhile, like, Odell getting away, and I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, you just as bad as Lynn right now. We'll get to Lynn in a second, but like, she like the whole time she was like, I gotta kill Odell, Odell gotta go, Odell gotta go. You finally had a chance to kill Odell, and you go, and it's like she let Odell go for Khalil, and I mean, I get that, but I'm like, you can't be that stupid, because I understand Khalil, Khalil was on the floor. You, like, the fact that, like, the moment Odell got untied, she should have let her family go and went after Odell. But, like I said, the girl don't think. So, Odell's gone, and now that Odell's free, and he knows that, Odell, he gonna try to blow up everybody next episode. So, but they ended up getting Khalil. Like, Khalil was the collateral damage that they kept. They bring Khalil back to the sanctum. He's knocked out. TC is there. Brandon's there. And then it's like there was like 15 people in this room, and no one said anything. Like, no one said anything about the fact that Gambi wasn't even like, yo, who the hell are all you people? Like, why is everybody in my basement? So whatever. Then Jennifer being Jennifer. See, the thing is, like, with Jennifer's attitude, This is why they don't tell you nothing. Because she's just like, oh, how could you not tell me Khalil was alive? And then she told us, she was like, because first of all, you obsessed over killing Odell. You were going to obsess over the situation and try to track down somebody who's messed up in the head, and he probably would have killed your ass because you up here trying to save him. And she's just like, so we're not going to try to save him. And she's like, woman, what part of he ain't Khalil? Like, don't you get? But TC, he was, because when Khalil was on the table, TC communicated with the device that's in his head, because the device is how they control him. TC can control electronics, so I guess TC was able to have a conversation with Khalil through the chip in his head. Then he comes back and he's just like, who's Jennifer? And then she's like, I'm Jennifer. I'm like, damn, now you give it out your secret identity. And then he was just like, oh, Khalil said he love you. And she's like, oh my God, it's Khalil. Everybody, and then like this and them, there's like, well, shit, I guess he is in there. But I think that was Lynn, because Lynn found all of his old memories, and I think Lynn put his old memories back into his system. Though there was a moment where Khalil was fighting Jennifer, because Jennifer was one that knocked him out in the end. He was fighting Jennifer, and he did say to Jennifer, he was like, Jennifer Pierce, you a pain in my ass. And I think he actually said that to her in like season 2. So that was pretty funny. Yeah. So then, but that was it for that whole storyline. So now, Lynn, Lynn, she up here looking like a high raccoon, and then the soldier from the last episode whose friend got the thing put in his neck. I said he was going to be a good guy, and that was the case. Like, he ended up linking up with Lynn. Him and Lynn got together. He helped Lynn break into the ASA to get Tobias out, because the ASA was going to use Tobias to stabilize the kids. And then Lynn's whole thing was, I can't go in there and save every last kid, but if I get Tobias out, then the ASA can't use him to harm the children. Earlier before that, Gambi showed up and he asked her for some of Tobias's blood so he can use it to stabilize TC. And then Gambi told her that he was like, yeah, I used to be a spotter and blah, blah, blah. So she gave him the serum, but in return, she was like, I need you to give me access to the ASA. So she used that information to call the white dude, the white soldier, back to her, to her house. He brought her bag because he was the one that found her bag, and he didn't log it into the system. So she told him everything. He told her, like, look, like, I'm a soldier, like, I ain't signed up to kill no kids. And then she was like, all right, let's click up. Let's do what we gotta do. Let's get Tobias out. So they go in, they get Tobias. Tobias like, Christmas must have come early, and then she gives him the serum to give him because Lynn abstracted the powers from the medikits. So the person who has the invisibility, the black girl with the Muslim black girl, she gave Tobias, her power. So he disappeared. Like, he was invisible for an hour so she can get him out. They get outside. They're waiting for the soldier to come pick them up. Tobias thought that was his moment to try to sneak on her. He tried to punch her in the face. It didn't work because she was like, do you really think I would give you powers and not give myself powers? You big lip bastard. She punched him in the face. She put Tobias down for the count. And then when they were trying to put Tobias in the truck, the Markovians, and this is another thing. This whole season has been Markovia. We're here to stop Markovia. The Markovians ain't do shit. Like, the Markovians haven't done a damn thing this entire season. When the Markovians put Lynn and Tobias and the soldier in the truck, there was a part of me that was like, oh yeah, we are fighting Markovia. Like, I forgot all about that, because it seems like the whole show's basically been about Odell and the ASA. I'm like, we didn't do a damn thing about Markovia. So, but I guess Markovia is going to start getting involved now, since you're supposed to be the actual threats of the city. Yeah, so that and my guess is they're going to use Tobias, they're going to use Lynn along with Dr. Chase to try to stabilize the kids that they have, so they can, I guess, rage war on the ASA or Freeland. Jeff better call the Justice League. That's all I'm going to say. Because if Odell releases his metahuman assets, and if the Markovians release their metahuman assets, all I gotta say is Jeff better call the Justice League, because you, Thunder and Lightning, ain't gonna be able to stop that. So now, shout out to Lala. Lala came back. It took him long enough. I miss Lala, the big dude from the season opener. The one who didn't have meta powers, but he had asthma. He works for Lala now, and basically, like, Lala selling guns to the resistance, in the whole thing. And then he found out there's a place across town that ain't paid their tithes, and they gotta pay me some protection. So he sends the fat dude in to investigate. So the dude, he's going in there. He's going in there. He's like videotaping everything and everybody. And I'm just like, is it just me, or does the entire resistance, like, is the entire resistance like at the brothel? I'm like, you guys are supposed to be the resistance. You're supposed to be saving the community. You're supposed to be helping. Like, the whole resistance was at the brothel. Damn, like, everybody was there. So, and he's just taking video, recording video, he paid for some black girls. He ain't do nothing. I felt bad for him because I was like, bro, you should have did that. You should have took the video and then went back in the room. But then he saw Lady Eve. Took video of Lady Eve, went back to Lala. Lala was like, yeah, that's Lady Eve. Like last time I saw her, she was in the container, so they brought her fat ass back to life. And then he rolls up on Lady Eve. He's just like, yo, you got to pay protection money, and then she's just like, Lady Eve don't pay protection money. And then he's just like, you got 48 hours, bitch. And then like the black girl that worked for Lady Eve, she was like, that girl probably got powers too. The girl that worked for Lady Eve, she was like, so what we gonna do? She was like, we gotta pay up or we gonna die for now. So that's like a separate thing. Like Lady Eve, like Lala, like the ghosts of season 1 are coming back, to haunt Freeland. But it was cool to see Lady Eve because I thought Crisis brought Lady Eve back, but then come to find out, homeboy got Lazarus water, so he just bringing people back with the Lazarus water. So that was cool. And then so I guess Lady Eve's gonna pay the fine. She's gonna be able to keep her business going, and then. Because the thing is, like, between like the Markovians, the ASA, and the whole Pierce family saga, Lala is like slowly taking the streets back behind everyone's back, and no one notices. So once they get rid of Markovia, once they get rid of the ASA, next season's going to be about taking down Lala again because he's like slowly taking over the entire city. But it was a good episode. Like I said, I'm hating Jennifer right now. I'm hating like her because even in the beginning of the episode when she was talking to her dad, she was like, I've learned my lesson. Apparently not. Apparently not. And you got a lot of nerve. Like, you got some nerve. So I just want to know, when's Grace getting a suit? When's Brandon getting a suit? When's TC? There's like 30 people in Gambi's basement right now. Like Khalil's in the basement. So it's crazy. It's crazy. But next week, I didn't see the trailer for next week, so I don't know what's gonna happen. But Lynn got snatched up by the Markovians, so maybe they'll trade Lynn for something at some point. But like I said, the way the episode ended, I don't really know what's gonna happen, but that's good because I like the surprise. So that was it. That was my Black Lightning review for this week's episode. I think they still got the same 16, 17 episodes that they got. So this was episode 11. So we got about 5 or 6 more episodes to go. And like I said, we're gonna recover it. I watched the Arrow season finale, so I'm holding all those emotions in until I can do my Arrow review Friday or Saturday. So thank you everybody who watched. Leave a comment, like, and or subscribe. Check out my other videos for video games, movie reviews, DC television, the whole shebang. And until next time, for Black Lightning and all the other shows, I'm out this bitch!